Hey guys, it's Woody the Unexceptional Gamer, and my first instinct was not to talk about this at all. It's obviously Jesus, and you guys probably didn't see it. He uploaded this video where he kind of, I was going to say flipped out. That's not really an accurate description of what happened with him. More accurately, he just started begging for money, and he apparently he's worth $12. Like that's his entire worldly outcome is worth $12, and he's not happy, and he feels like a $6,000 vacation of some sort would fix that. So he's doing a video where basically he's just saying, "Hey, give me money because I don't feel happy, and this vacation is exactly what I need to get my head on straight." That's it. It takes him, I don't know, 12 or 18 minutes to say that in typical style, but that's that's the core of it right there. And a lot of guys have been tweeting me and texting me and thinking that I would join them in dancing on his grave, but that's not really what's going on in my head. Now look, I don't have any love for the guy. If you guys don't know, he went on this like multi-month campaign where he talked about raping my wife and my children, and he was insulting my son, and then he would just non-stop like attack me and my kids and my wife, and I never met him, I never talked to him, I didn't do anything to him. He's a little bit crazy, and that really is the core of it. I think people thought I would be dancing on his grave, but I just feel bad for him. I feel like he needs to get his head on straight, and he needs to get some professional help. That's the deal. He might be the craziest hater that I've encountered on my channel so far, right? And it's funny, I read about these guys who want to like kill David Letterman or whatever, and they show up at their house stalking and stuff. And obviously Jesus is the closest that I have to that. Obviously Jesus is this guy who, like I said, talked about raping wife, kids, he'd insult Colin all the time. He was just going bonkers on me. But, like, I watch Letterman's show, and I don't really see where all the hate comes from, and that's how I feel about my own videos. Like, I don't know what set this guy off, but he's mentally ill, and now he's just sort of continuing to deal with more of his problems, but it's been getting a lot of attention in the community because of this, and I felt like I should address it. And I saw a podcast last night, and the guys on there were just laughing at him and giving him a hard time and stuff like that, but I don't think they see him the way I do. I don't think they see a guy who's really battling with a mental illness, who just doesn't know how to get by in this world, like I see. I've been in a spot like he is now, right? I've been in this area where I thought I had no future. I've lived through suicide, I just attempted suicide, and it wasn't a plea for attention. It was an attempt to end life. And I guess that's not where he is now. He doesn't want to end his life. He wants to take a masterful vacation. He says he needs $6,000 to make himself happy again on this trip. But if you watch it, you can see it's not like he wants to go to a strip club and make it rain. He wants to go somewhere and start some kind of a new life. And I guess he feels like if he lived somewhere else, it would make a big difference. I think he needs professional help. I think there's too much stigma around that, way more than there should be. If you break a leg, you go to a doctor and you get some help. If you get a virus or a cold or whatever, you go to a doctor and you get some help. Or I should say malaria. That's a better curable example. But if you're sick in the head like this guy is, and all of a sudden you want to attack minor league internet celebrities and off yourself, and you feel like you don't have any future and there's no hope for you, then you go to a doctor and you talk it out, or you medicate or whatever it is. But there's something with this guy that it doesn't inspire me to dance on his mental health grave. That's not what's going on in my head as I watch him self-destruct. And I catch his videos every so often. Mostly they're just like, oh my God, I'm ranting about terrible things like I always do. I'm a broken record of unhappiness, yada, yada, yada. And I watched it and I thought, man, this guy's sick, you know? And when I say sick, I don't mean like sick and twisted. I mean sick and vulnerable, sick and needs help. This guy is fragile. This guy, that's the spot he's in. You know, he's not flourishing in life. He has kind of a failure to thrive thing going on. And that is why, I'm not feeling like I should be dancing on his grave. Someone left a comment in his video, and he was like, "You're lucky Woody's a nice guy, because anybody else would be just, rubbing it in at this point." But it's like I said, man, I've been there, right? Like I feel like I've failed to find happiness at points in my life, and I know that it's bad. I know that it's tough to endure. Happiness sounds like a small thing, right? Like, are you happy right now? You're probably comfortable, right? But maybe not glowing, maybe not, smiling ear to ear. That's not what he has going on, right? He has a complete lack of future. He doesn't know what he's going to do. He just doesn't see any way that his state can get better. And that, to me, like I've seen depression before. I've had depression before. And that lack of future is the roughest part of all of it. That's the part that makes it such a challenge. And when I see what he's enduring, like that's the part that rings true with me. If I were him, I thought I could get up here. If I were him, I wouldn't be looking for a vacation, or a big grand trip or anything like that. I'd be looking for a therapist. That's what he actually needs. That's what would really change his life. That's what would turn things around. If he had somebody that he trusted, that he could talk things out with, that would turn things around for him, that's the spot he's in. And I don't know why he's not going that route. I worry that it's something stupid, like, a stigma, that's why he's not hitting it. I don't know the man. I really don't. But I know the man's situation because I feel like I've been there to some extent. I've had a lack of motivation. And it's funny, like success breeds success. That's where depression kind of gets beaten. You think you have no future. You think that you're not going to go anywhere and then it's not going to get any better. So you don't have any motivation. And then because you don't have any motivation, there's just more evidence that you're not going anywhere and that things aren't getting any better. And because of that, you have no motivation. Then because you have no motivation, you don't do anything about it. And it just cycles into this craziness. And that's where he is right now. That's this man, out there begging for money, hoping that the right vacation is going to get his head on straight again, when really this is a longer challenge than that. This is the kind of thing that like isn't going to be beat overnight. This guy needs counseling. This guy needs like repeated therapy sessions. This guy needs professional help, because it's clear to me that his sickness isn't something that's going to go away on a good trip, right? It's more severe than that. And, so anyway, for people wondering what I thought, all the tweets, all the, messages, even people know me in real life, text messaging me and stuff. For people wondering where I stand on this, I don't feel joy at all the troubles he's having. If I feel something, it's empathy, because I've had those same troubles. And, things are going better for me now. There is a way out of this. He doesn't have to have an entire life filled with nonstop failure. He can get better. But that's my reaction to the Obviously Jesus meltdown video where he's asking everybody for money. He needs real help, not our laughter and our jokes.